Good morning. May 14th, 2021, here in Sarasota, Florida. I am not intending to be overly dramatic, but was absolutely, without doubt, had to turn the recorder on to attempt to capture in the moment a very real, raw experience that I'm going through, that I haven't been through since I first went down the rabbit hole after 9/11, which wasn't immediately after 9/11, even though when 9/11 happened, I'd say I remember the point where I absolutely knew, I mean, almost instinctively I knew something was wrong. And when Building 7 went down, that is when I knew something was very wrong. Nothing was what it appeared to be on the surface. It would be a while before I would fully go down, and I don't even know, actually I know I didn't fully go down, but it would be a while. I had to process just the initial feeling before I could inundate myself with a little bit more information. And it was, like I said, it was this. I am at a loss of words for part of a video. I'm only halfway through, and the revelation in this video of the evil that is running the world, the extent to it, whew. I'm in a bit of shock because I've said, or at least intended, and I feel directly referenced in many, many videos over the years, everything is relative. It's all relative. And when you awaken, I mean, really wake up, although that's going to be funny here in a minute, you can't help but continue on this journey. And it is a game changer from, you can't engage in the world. You can't engage in the world the same way once this bell is rung in your ear. But it's all relative. You're constantly experiencing things and learning lessons and gaining new information. It's entirely relative to the individual. It's one of the most brilliant aspects of this time-space dimension on this planet and in our human vessels, is that it's like it's the same journey, if you will, but it is wholly unique through each individual. Therefore, you get cocky with it, oh, rest assured. It doesn't matter if you're more awake than 99% of the people on the planet or in your network. It does not matter because it's all relative. And part of what I'm going through is that, because as awake as I believe to myself to be, as aware as I feel I have been since 9/11, 20 years ago, of how fucked up the world was. In terms, it's so wild, because if it's all about the energy, the world does not have to continue to be led by this evil, but to bring it down, it is going to require a lot more people to wake more up. Now. We don't have time, folks. And I am not an alarming person. I'm not an alarmist. I'm not somebody that tends to be negative. And I believe, this is why I think I had to turn the recorder on, because I believe I am intended to, I don't even know right now. I just know that I was already really, really awake to the depth and breadth of the evil. For 8 years, I dedicated myself, I believed, to the light and seeing the writing on the wall of what's manifesting right now, what's happening. And if all you're doing is watching your mainstream television, you're not getting the story. You're not getting the story. And see, I haven't had a TV in 13 years, so I literally have been deprogramming myself for 13 years. And what I am watching right now that absolutely reveals, you cannot deny it is truth of the world that we live in. It is revealing the absolute core of it. And I cannot believe how much I'm shaken by it. Because I have heard, no, you know what? He holds off, the gentleman that did this 5-hour and 17-minute recording. He holds off on saying what I'm about to say for at least an hour and a half into it. But I am going to go ahead and just say it. You know, I'm not. For the past year, I have been following what has taken place in our world via pretty much a bunch of individuals from across the planet. Individual people that have all been researching from a very different angle. They've been really looking for the past 10 years. I feel like I know what my role is on the human team, and that's sort of to be a trailblazer in the world that comes after this, the rebuilding, if you will. But I have been watching people where their role for the past 10 years has been to be doing the research in the third dimension, giving you the factual proof and trying to blow the horn, blow the whistle, sound the alarm, wake up, wake up. There is a very small group of people representing this evil, but this small group of people, I'm going to use a number. One woman I've been following, if you will, although I use that word loosely, one woman from whom I have been receiving a lot of my information the past 15 months. I absolutely believe she is coming from the heart, and her number is that there's about 3,000 people, 3,000. Again, give or take, that are controlling the 8+ billion. And when you consider, I just can't believe it. Like, I can't believe how dark it is, because I didn't realize she's been saying, she's talked about the Lucius Trust and Lucifer and Satanism. Like, a lot of the people in the truth movement have talked about the fact that this small group, the elite, the real 1%, are Satanists. And I've heard it. I've heard it all year. I mean, of course I don't really know what Satanism is. I mean, I've never dove into it. And I've heard it, and I know how evil. I thought I knew how evil. It was already that evil to me with what I knew. And it was not until this video, and I'm only halfway through. Oh my God, that this is, I know, buddy, that I'm really feeling, obviously, what Satanism is, the depths of this, but the most shocking part is this guy, I don't know what I'm going to share after this recording. I know right now I was just guided to grab something in the moment, because this is, I always record, I mean, more often than not, 99% of the time, way more often than not, I record my work that I release up to this point for the past 8 years is raw, unedited, in the moment. But I have not in 8 years captured a moment where, relative to my own journey, I'm walloped with the revelation. And what I believe is, because I sent it a response to the new friend that sent it to me. And part of what I said to her was, if I've been awake as long as I've been awake and aware in as much as my awareness has, what I've been aware of for how long, if this is affecting me like this, how in the hell can we expect anybody that's still asleep, if you're wearing a mask, if you got the vaccine, if you still have any part of you that believes the governments care about you as a human being, with all due respect, you are still asleep. Because I just realized this morning, not even last night, I started this last night. It wasn't until this morning that it hit on a whole nother level. And again, I still have halfway to go. I was still asleep. I wasn't even fully awake. And as hard as this will be to watch and process and integrate, I will sit here and say I absolutely believe certainly every single person. You gotta go with the kids. I was gonna say every kid over 18, then I was gonna say every kid over 16, anybody over 16. But when you see the infiltration and how young the programming has started and what they've been using, you have to. I really think everybody needs to watch it. And what I am feeling right now in this moment is that I think I might be intended to just process my own very slow integration of this live like this, completely raw, because this is not a show, man. We need to wake up, folks, because if we have a chance at survival as a species, and we have to wake up. We have to remember our power, that we are love, that we are all expressions of God, that we collectively determine what the reality is, but only if you remember your power, because right now, that small group has been harnessing all of our power and has been using it to create a world of evil. And we are in a battle like none other right now. And if you gotta choose sides, you're on good or evil. You are on good or evil, and the only way, like your heart, you feel it. You feel it. You feel it. And we are in some wild times where, I've been saying up is down and left is right, lie is truth and truth is lie. But after watching what I'm watching, I had no idea the foundations of building that. Building a world 100% on its head, if you will. So, I know we need to wake up. We need to wake up. I don't need you to wake up for me. We all can only take care of ourselves. I have no idea how this is going to play out. I can speak to a lot of different perspectives that are being talked about out there, and I can identify with parts of them, parts of all of them. And I feel like I've been trying to gather this 360-degree sort of view of what our world is right now for the past 15 months. And starting last week, I started feeling this energy of, man, you have not broken through yet, you are not sharing your voice yet, you are not living your authentic self, you are still, because I know that by stepping into all of that I just mentioned, it is going to be triggering, it's going to make people uncomfortable, it's going to make even the few people that are comfortable with things that I share in my work and that follow me, fans, support, I'll say support me. It's not a large number. I don't know how this can't be triggering every single human being. And I'm going to go run right now and go to my place in town that I go to be in nature, because it's the only place I can go where it's just me and nature, the celery fields. And I'm going to go for my walk, my run, my meditation, and I'm going to say pretty good amount of praying this morning, because I'm not a kind of person that's going to give up. I'm going to fight whatever that looks like till I take my last breath from this body. And I know what side in this war, I know what side I am on. I know the extent to which I have been working to fully dedicate this life to being that change, to bringing in very different version of reality. I can't not do that with every ounce of my being. And for 8 years I've been doing it without many people being aware, and now I have to step into that work for real. Because to go back and pretend that we're not in the situation that we're in, I didn't realize it was this dire. Because I hadn't had a TV, I don't have a TV, I hadn't watched the news for over 10.5 years. I had my hands full when I woke up. When I woke up, I had my hands full, because you then see how everything in your life has been a lie. So you have to recreate yourself. It's like you're reborn. And I almost feel like, it's not almost, I know. The next version of me, I'm being reborn again, consciously. 8.5 years after the last time I did this. And the last time I did this, I lost pretty much all my family and friends. And it was okay. I mean, it was okay. It was actually excruciating and pretty fucking hard, because I was wholly unprepared for the reaction of others not being good. I had never felt so good in my life. I had never been more sure of truth and my purpose. And I mean, like, I had never been in a stronger, more positive, self-loving place. And I was walloped with how few could accept that version of me. So, and I was young in the sharing, and I didn't share specific names, but I definitely I had a lot of maturing to do in the sharing, and then had a lot of discernment to learn. And for 8 years, holy shit, I've been in the best training grounds I could possibly imagine. And now it's time to shed this past 8-year version of myself, be prepared to lose. I only have like 2 or 3 friends, that are really close. The rest, I haven't, so I don't risk losing that. I can't really risk. I don't really risk losing friends, close friends, and family, except for in this way. My work relationships are extremely close. They always have been. Not nearly as close as I want them to be, or that I experience when I'm in them, because I'm always going deeper and seeing it from all these perspectives, and I don't share that with anybody. but my work relationships are extremely close, and the one general work area that has been a part of this past 8 years is the event industry, my world of St. Anthony's Triathlon, of which I've been a part for almost 2 decades, my world of local races, namely the crew and owner of the owner of Best Damn Race and his crew. I've been associated with them for over 7, 8 years. Lots of little one-off races, race companies, and then most appropriately, or not appropriate, the biggest chunk has been the world of Ironman. And those worlds all intersect. They all intersect, so we all know one another in the event world. It's not specifically triathlons and running races. It's not a huge world, but it's a world that has been huge in my life in these past 8 years, and because my work relationships are so close, I've been so hesitant for really years to shed my fear of allowing myself to really be who I'm supposed to be here. I haven't wanted to lose those friendships, and I learned the hard way, because I was not prepared, did not expect that at all, wasn't prepared. I learned the hard way last time that this will happen. What I know I need to step into will trigger people, will make most people uncomfortable, because we are living in very uncomfortable times. But we need to be uncomfortable, folks. Change is uncomfortable, change is hard, change takes work, and we have got to change the course. It is time, and this is big boys and big girls, this is men and women time, this is get real time, this is put on your big boy and big girl pants. We do not have time to stroke egos, we do not have time to take it personally. There is a war going on. It is real, and I completely understand if you want to not tune in at all. And by all means, I'm not the only one out there. Please let me know if I can help. If somebody that I know comes to me and says, okay, give me something, I swear I can customize to whom I can direct you to, because there are magnitudes of revelations. But folks, we gotta wake up. We gotta wake up, we gotta wake up. And my role right now is I'm one of the alarm clocks, and man, you hate that alarm when it goes. Most of us hate the alarm no matter what time it goes off. I don't want to be hated, I don't want to be cursed at, slammed down, thrown against the wall, but that's what I have to be prepared for, because this is not about me. This is not about any of us individually right now, except for in the sense of remembering our power that we, as one awake being, absolutely can. It's gonna take all of us. But the collective will not get to where the collective needs to get to overcome this evil unless every single human being chooses good. And you cannot understand how often you're choosing evil, because they have constructed it to be all of our greatest people that we supposedly admire, our leaders, famous people, rich people, athletes, politicians, actors, actresses, musicians. It's everywhere, all of our idols. And to be fair to them, most of them have no idea what they're really a part of. So, I'm going to go run and breathe and walk and meditate and pray for help from God, Source, Cosmos, the universe, light, all that is, to help me integrate what I'm watching, to help me not be fearful, to really hold the space in my heart to receive it and integrate it with love, and honestly to help anybody out there to process it as well, because we all are watching. We can't put our heads in the sand any longer. You gotta come out of your bubble in a big way. And more than ever, we need every person to wake up.